What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're back here once again with another Cooper Flagg Dallas Mavericks rebuild, but this is part 2 to the first one. If you guys watched the first one, you kind of already know what part 2 entails, but basically this is a Mavericks rebuild without Kyrie or Anthony Davis. So this is the post Kyrie AD Mavericks side of things. So let's go ahead and jump in and do part 2 to this Cooper Flagg Dallas Mavericks rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated as we find ourselves currently on the road to 50,000 subs. If you want to help us reach that goal, that'd be absolutely amazing. But like I said, if you've not seen part 1 to this video, definitely watch that. Probably give more context to this video basically, although you don't necessarily have to, I guess. But to summarize things, we did win a championship in year 1 when Cooper Flagg was a rookie. And then after that, I don't remember how far we got the last season. Obviously, this time we only got eliminated in round 2 here. But obviously, AD and Kyrie were still on the team. So we kind of kept those two together throughout it. But now we're in a new era here where it's going to be Cooper Flagg's, I think, last year of his rookie deal coming up. And it's going to be interesting kind of see how the Mavericks go from transitioning to obviously building around AD, Kyrie, and, Luka was here before as well. But now you have, obviously, Cooper. Well, Luka wasn't here with AD, but you get the point. Kyrie, Luka was the two guys they were building around, and they've made great trades until they traded Luka away. But now that Kyrie and AD will both be gone, it'll be kind of interesting to see what we can do to build around Cooper Flagg. So that's kind of the premises of this video as the Wolves just won the championship. So Curry is now retiring. Like I said, we're in the year of 2028, so we're kind of in the future already, but this is why this is a part 2 and not this isn't part 1. Let's go straight to the draft lottery and let's go see what we got going on here. Although obviously, like I said, I don't think we have a draft pick. I don't think I made any trades set ourselves up or anything like that. I think I've been all in on just trying to win as many championships as possible. So this is kind of starting from not scratch necessarily, but in a way we don't have anything set up for the future yet. This is basically all the Mavericks have traded away. But we have not picked up any extra first, other than obviously they got the Lakers pick from that trade, which we will be seeing today. But all right, let's go ahead, and I think we got to start off by trading Anthony Davis away. Still playing very well, although actually this year he did fall off a little bit, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. But still a solid player nonetheless. I do think you could still get some value for him, which is what I obviously plan on doing. And then we could maybe even trade Gafford away as well. But this is basically we need to build around Cooper Flagg, and then we did trade for Dante DiVincenzo in the earlier video, which is why he is here as well. So we could honestly sell off everybody. I do think I'll keep Lively next to him. But now it is time to figure out what pieces we're going to put in place next to him. I think we got to start with an Anthony Davis trade. But he's 22 years old right now. So let's see what would fit the timeline next to Cooper Flagg, maybe in this sort of trade to start things off. So I have a few offers that I like as far as starting things off with the Anthony Davis trade. First one is this one from the Los Angeles Lakers where we get Trey Mann, who honestly could be our starting point guard throughout this video. I think he's scoring 15 points per game and 42% from 3 with the Lakers last year. And then Detroit, he had a little bit of a less efficient year from 3, but still, he's on a pretty good contract for the next 3 years, it looks like. And then Rui, or I guess it's only 2 years, but Rui isn't expiring, which is why I kind of like this trade. We'd also be sending AD back to LA, which would be interesting. This is my other favorite one, though, where we get Hugo. Obviously, not somebody I've ever really had in a video before because he was drafted in 2027, and I don't usually go 2030 or whatever, but we will in this one. So, which is why I kind of like this trade. We could send AD back to the Pelicans, which would be interesting too. But the problem with this one is I do have to trade a first round pick, but Davion Mitchell is also a solid point guard to plug and play for at least this season with Kyrie gone. So I kind of like this trade. If I could find a way to avoid trading a first, I'd do it, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. So let's say we did a second and a second, but I have to assume a first has to be involved in this trade. So they want 2032 unprotected and a 2030 pick swap. Yeah, no. I mean, do we just trade the first round pick and go? Again, I don't really know what to expect from Hugo, so this is a big risk. Or we just trade AD without getting a first round pick for Trey Mann, basically. Or we trade AD without having to trade a first, I will say. And we get Hugo and Davion Mitchell, which is 2 pieces that I think could start long term for us. So I think I'm going to do this trade. So they want the unprotected 2029 Lakers pick. I mean, I'm assuming I think the Lakers still have Luka Doncic at this point. If they don't, then that makes things more. Okay, so they still have Luka. So I have to assume the Lakers are going to be a good team regardless. So I do think I'm going to go ahead and be okay with that. Hugo, I'm banking on being a piece for us going forward next to Cooper Flagg. So we're going to have AD going back to New Orleans. And I'm going to move him to center because obviously they have Age Debanza and Zion. So yeah, that's kind of interesting to see him go back to New Orleans, but I like it. So Jason Kidd will remain the head coach, but that is the first initial trade of the video where we trade Anthony Davis away, get a young prospect away, and I believe he already had his rookie season and didn't play much. So there's a chance he actually develops really nicely right away, which would be awesome if he did. It's going to be a great start to have a player developing next to Cooper Flagg immediately. Go to player options because we don't have a draft pick. And we have Cooper Flagg. Of course, team option will be accepted. He's going to have to be paid here in a little bit next offseason, obviously. Then free agency, you have Jaden Hardy as a free agent who wants $27 million. He is pretty good, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Kyrie, I'm not bringing back, and Christie, we'll see on that as well. But yeah, there's definitely quite a few free agents we can maybe bring back. But Davion Mitchell was brought in to probably start this year. DiVincenzo, maybe that's a trade deadline piece if we decide to move him. And then Hugo, we'll see what he can do at that 4 spot. And Lively and Gafford. I did mention something about trading Gafford, but I don't know. We could keep him as well, but I'll go see what the offers are just in case, because if we could turn him into depth, I wouldn't hate it. So like Craig Porter and Sam Hauser. There's Austin Reeves, Jaime Jaquez, Miles, Darius Adams, who, if he's on a rookie contract for the next 3 years, another one that I like. But again, we have to trade a first-round pick, which I'm not really sure I like that. But we get Charles, who could be the backup 5 for this year. We traded top 3 protected pick. But we could do this one where we don't even have to trade. Well, I don't know if I want to do that. I wanted to get depth out of this more than anything. So I do like that trade, but I don't know if I want to trade it first. If I can get out of this without trading a first, I would do it, because we get Charles to be the backup center for a year. And if we could trade not a first, I would be all over this. But if we have to trade a first, I just can't get behind it. I don't really know how much Darius Adams is going to develop. I don't want to bank on it, so we'll just keep Gafford. We'll just leave Gafford the way it is right now. So we could sign like a Reed Shepard if, you know, some cap situation or whatever. But Jaden Hardy has been pretty good as well. So I almost think it might be best off just keep him, and he could take over that Kyrie Irving role. So I'm going to give Jaden Hardy. Actually, let's try to get him for as cheap as possible. So we're going to go into renounce Kyrie Irving, though. I don't think we'll be bringing him back, and we can announce everybody else. So just got to pay attention to see if Hardy and Christie and Prosper getting offers. Those are the 3 guys I am somewhat interested in bringing back. Which I guess I didn't even look to see if they got offers right there, but they didn't, thankfully. Let's just keep paying attention. So far, zeros across the board, but I do want to make sure I get them both back, all of them back. Yeah, I think I'll go for all of them back for as cheap as possible, more than likely, because this would still be a good team around Cooper Flagg, and then we'd have to see how that new addition from the Anthony Davis trade turns out. So, Jaden Hardy, you want to sign for yeah, I mean, we could get you on a pretty good contract, $18 million a year. Christie, probably something similar to that. We'll give you like a 3-year deal. And then Prosper can maybe sign for less than 10, honestly. We'll bring him in for less than 10. Yeah, okay, I like that. So we're going to give out some contracts. Player progression. So Hugo's up to an 81. So while he's not like an 84 yet, but he did go up 4 overall. He's going to get an opportunity to play this year. We still do, I think, have a full rotation anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, we just need, I guess, the CPU to fill out the depth, because we have no depth behind our 9-man rotation. All right, well, first season without AD and Kyrie. This is going to be interesting. I have no idea what to expect from Hugo, because I don't know how he develops, but I can't wait to see how it unfolds. So Pyrex has us first overall, which is a pretty good sign. 4-star balance, but they seem to be pretty high on this team, so that gives me a lot of confidence, I will say. So it's Davion Mitchell, Max Christie, Cooper Flagg, Hugo, Derek Lively, Gafford, Jaden Hardy, Dante DiVincenzo, and Prosper. So I do want to look at the shot tendencies to kind of see what that looks like. So Flagg's is pretty high, obviously. Jaden Hardy's is pretty high off the bench, and Hugo's is a 74. So I guess I'm fine with that. I want to just kind of see how it goes, and then we can maybe change it based off the results. So I will see you guys at the end of the first season of this part 2. We're already in the year of 2028, so we'll go ahead and see how this team does with no AD or Kyrie. At the end of year number 1, things went pretty damn well. As you can see, Cooper Flagg gets himself the MVP trophy, averaging 31, 11, and 6. So it's safe to say that Flagg will be getting a very big contract this coming off season. Taj Reza, Rookie of the Year. Darius is your 6th man. So okay, so you have 2 representatives there. Wemby, Defensive Player. Boozer, Most Improved. And Jokic is your Clutch Player. And Jason Kidd is your Coach of the Year. So here's your NBA first team with Flagg, Jokic, Wemby, Luka, and Shea. Here's your NBA second team with Cade, Trae Young, Halliburton, Mobley, and Boozer. And All-NBA third team, Şengün, Harper, John Morant, DeBanza, and Garland. I do believe Hugo, well, he might have I think he might have played a little bit last year, so he doesn't quite qualify as a rookie. I think he played like a couple minutes because he had like an average of like 0.3 or something. But we got the first seed in the West because of how good we were. So here were your player stats. So you had 31 from Cooper Flagg, and Jaden Hardy had 17, and 16 and 7 from Hugo, which is great. Already 35% from 3, which isn't bad in his young age at 21. So I have to feel pretty good about him, being here long term. So will we win a championship though in his very first season? That remains to be seen. So we get to play the Jazz, which obviously every team is going to be really good at this point. We're really far into the future, and everybody just like develops in 2K usually. So we got our work cut out for us, but I mean, we were really good in regular season, so you have to hope it translates to the playoffs. 66 and 16. So 8th seeded Jazz, they're a good team, but we're the first seed for a reason, and we beat them in 6. Okay, now we get to play Minnesota Timberwolves, who have Dillingham, Edwards, McDaniels, Randall, Naz Reid. So a very similar, same team they've had. And this team did just win a championship, before. So we're up 1-0, or at least when we started, you guys saw that they won at the end of the previous video. 35 and 19, but we're up 1-0. We're up 2-0, so far so good. And I think we're about to punch our ticket, maybe back to the conference finals. We do. Now we get to play the Spurs, who did beat us at the end of the last video. So now we can see if we can get our revenge here. We have Fierce, Castle, Gigi Jackson, Wemby, Ace Bailey, Brandon, Isaiah Harwell, and Devin Carter. I did not mean to click somebody current round, but they go up 3-0 on us. So the Spurs might be our Achilles heel in this video, because they beat us at the end of last video, and now they're about to beat us at the beginning of this one, it looks like. So can we come back from 3-0? Probably not, right? Like, that's not going to happen more than likely. We get swept by the Spurs. So conference finals appearance year 1, but unfortunately not quite ready. The Magic did beat them, though. That's interesting. Who did the Magic have? So they have Anthony Black. I mean, they have Adam. I don't know how to say that damn last name whatsoever. Bronze, Paulo, Chris, and then Suggs, the Howard, Boogie, Flam. But they got it done, man. They got it done. The Lillard's going to retire, just a free agent, which makes me sad. So obviously, you guys know I'm a big Lillard fan. But yeah, he retires with nobody. Really unfortunate. So for the lottery, we got the Nets, and then the Nets again. And then also, one thing I wanted to check, which I meant to do, is did the Lakers make the playoffs? Because they didn't. Oh, man. I think we're going to be giving that pick. That pick becomes a lottery pick. Damn. So we traded AD in a top pick, potentially. If that goes up to 1, that stings badly. Oh, God. Okay. We traded the 2nd overall pick, and damn, I thought the Lakers would be good with Luka Doncic. I read it wrong. That stings, not gonna lie. That definitely stings. Now, to be fair, I know nothing about the prospects at this point, but still, you'd still get a damn good player if you had to guess. But I miss out on the 2nd overall pick. We're gonna have to hope Hugo just pays off pays off big time, because we just gave the 2nd overall pick for him with Anthony Davis. So that stings. I wish I would have made it one of my firsts. I should have done that, but I thought Luka was going to be good, or make the Lakers good, and I was wrong. So player options, we got Hugo, which obviously we'll accept. I need you to develop to like an 88 overall this offseason, my friend. So Cooper Flagg about to get a bag, and then Gafford is also a free agent too. So I thought about extending him to the deadline, but I didn't. And DiVincenzo also free agent as well. So obviously Cooper Flagg is going to be re-signed. Like, that's a no-brainer. So we'll give him his deal out of the gate. So Flagg will be re-signed, and then it's to be determined on these other guys. So I'm not going to renounce them yet, but I definitely want to express or look at my options before I commit to Gafford and DiVincenzo. But I don't want to renounce them either. So now we look at things. We got Mitchell and Jaden Hardy, Max Christie, Prosper and Flagg, and then Hugo, and then Derek Lively. So if we miss out on DiVincenzo bringing them back, obviously we don't really. But it looks like we have the money to sign a really good player this offseason still. I think I'd like to keep Gafford here because he's a good player. Although there is like Patrick here, but he'd probably get matched if I had to guess. He hasn't really got an opportunity either. Only 23 years old. I mean, I'd like to give him an offer sheet, and then we can try to re-sign. Or should we just go with Gafford and get like or we don't need Sasser because we have a couple backup. We have a couple guards. I do like the idea of maybe going younger at the backup 5 spot, so we can go for like Patrick and see if we can get him offer sheet. So how much can I offer? Can we go 4 years, 15 million? Or yeah, let's try to make it to where they won't match it. And this is also banking on hoping he'll just develop for us. So I don't renounce him yet. Let's see what he says. We'll sign him. We do get him. It didn't make us renounce Gafford or DiVincenzo, which I'm quite surprised by. But now that we have Patrick, there's no need to keep Gafford anymore. So unfortunately, Gafford will be going. But DiVincenzo, will probably be re-signed. He probably has to be, and he's going to be a lot cheaper anyway, but I'm going to give him a shorter term contract. So let's go like a 1+1, see if he'll accept that. And Gafford, unfortunately, that's going to be an end of an era. We're going to save a little bit of money on our backup 5 spot long term with Gafford not coming back. Okay, well, that, you know, was a tough decision to make, but I do think it was necessary to do so. We'll sign Jordan Nwora as well. Let's go to player progression, and let's see what we got going on here. Does Hugo jump up even more? Oh my god, guys, dude. I took a big risk. Who did the I gotta see who they got with that second overall pick, by the way. So they took Cameron Mercer, who's an 81 overall. Damn, what an L trade at the beginning of the video. I gotta lie in the decision though, man. What an L freaking trade. I was hoping Hugo would become interesting, and you know, so far he's just okay. I was hoping he did go up 4 overall the first offseason, but this one he didn't move at all, which is quite disappointing. But what can you do? It is what it is. So now we load the 2030 draft class, and we'll have to kind of see what our options are. Maybe at the deadline, or if the team's doing good, we'll have to see. But maybe another thing we can do is give him a higher shot tendency this year, because we can give Cooper Flagg less of a burden. Might be doing something like that, but we'll have to see. And then I also wasn't even paying attention to Patrick because I was so distracted by Hugo. So can't wait to see what his overall was too. So Power Rank has us listed 16th overall. We're still a 4.5 proficiency, and here is your rotation still. So still very similar, but you have, you know, Lively, Hardy, DiVincenzo, Patrick. So Patrick is an 80, which is great. So he's pretty similar to Gafford. And Prosper still 79. Okay, so Hugo, what is your shot tendency now? I'm sure it's like gone up a little bit if I had to guess. So yeah, it's the 78 and 84. I'm gonna push it up even higher. I mean, we're gonna be making this guy work out. I think it's in our best interest to have him score as much as possible. So go with that. Hopefully that takes a little bit of a burden off Flagg's shoulders, and we'll simulate this second season. So got to the conference finals last year just to get swept by the Spurs. We'll see if this year is any different, and hopefully Hugo will have a big role. And so far we're really good, so hopefully we can keep that up. So Cooper Flagg wins MVP once again after winning it last year. Trent Perry's your Rookie of the Year. Boozer's your 6-man mobile defensive player. Keon Anthony most improved. And Jokic is your clutch player. And Kidd is your Coach of the Year. And so same thing with the executive, Pat Cook. Okay. So Flagg makes this All-NBA first team, which is great. And here's your All-NBA second and All-NBA third. All offensive first team Flagg's on here, and all defensive second team. So I obviously have, I genuinely have no idea how Hugo did next to him scoring wise. So he averaged 20 points per game. He's up to an 83 overall. So we're trying to make him work. 19 and 7, 45. And he did shoot a little bit better from 3 this year, I think. I think it went up a little bit. So let's see if that was the case. Yeah, it went from 35, 36. So still improvement. And then you had Jaden Hardy with 45. So he's been awesome, man. He's averaging 17 points per game. Very efficient. It is lovely to have him next to her and Lively. So love that. But we are in the first seeded position here again, so we'll see if we can make it happen. So Jaden Hardy starting, I'm more than okay with, and I honestly wanted that to be the long-term thing. But Davion Mitchell is still a good point guard in his own right too. We can't be too dismissive of him. But all right, game 1 against OKC. Which what do they look like at this point? So we got Shea, Ariza, Williams, Noah, Jaden, Darius. I mean, just a ton of prospects, which is no surprise. 2-0. So no, their prospects don't matter at this point. This far in the video, we're up 3-0, and we will beat them in 5, hopefully. Okay. Are they about to force a game 7 on our heads? Because if they do, I'm going to be pretty disappointed with that, because we were just up 3-0. So we got to fix rotation and see if we can't lock in for game 6 to avoid game 7 catastrophe, because I am not in the mood to blow a 3-0 lead. That sounds deadly awful, and we will hang on. So 42, 10, and 9 from Cooper Flagg. Now we get to play the Pelicans, which obviously we gave them Anthony Davis and the rights to the second pick, and they went ahead and they have AD, they have Zion, they have DeBanza, they have Will Riley, DeJounte Murray, Missy, and they got to add, and they have Dash Daniels, and then they also got to add Cameron Mercer. So this team is deep, man. I didn't realize what I was trading to. Maybe I should have really paid attention, but damn, the Pelicans are nasty right now. And AD doesn't have to play a large role, and he's not. Don't get me wrong. He's definitely washed. So if anything, Lively can maybe just have his way with him. I don't know, but we'll see. Game 1 goes to us 121 and 109. So good start. 33. How's Hugo doing these playoffs? Averaging 20, 42% from 3. Love that. Okay. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to us, and we will beat them in 5. Okay. And we don't have to deal with the Spurs either, so that's even better. So now we play the Utah Jazz, who have George, Jordan Smith, Stokes, which, didn't we just play this team last year when we beat them? So hopefully same result happens. We're up 1-0. We're up 2-0, 2-1. Can we up 3-1? Nope, tied series. Okay. Well, another shuffle of the deck here as far as rotations. That's fine. So game 6 in Dallas. I think it'd be, or game 5, I should say. This would be in our best interest to not lose this one. You don't want to lose at home and then go back on the road. We'll go up 3-2, 105-119. So if we beat them in 6, we punch our ticket to the finals. We'll get a battle of the blue teams. You know, when I was younger, fun fact, I used to get the when I was like a little kid, when I barely knew anything about basketball, I used to get the Magic and the Mavericks confused. I used to play NBA 2K2 on GameCube, and I used to get those teams confused. I don't know why. But Paul Buncaro, Conference Finals MVP, and Cooper Flagg, Conference Finals MVP. But we have punched our ticket to the finals. We got super lucky that Spurs got taken care of early, because I'm assuming if we played them again, it would have been the same thing all over again, where we just lose to them every time. But the Magic did beat them last year, so we can't brush that off. So who knows how this is truly going to go. Game 1 goes to us, though, 125-93, 31-15-8 from Flagg, 20 from Jaden Hardy. Game 2 up 2-0, 117-96. Okay, it's looking good so far. 2-1, are they going to even it? No, 3-1. Can we win the championship? They want us to shuffle the rotation again, which is kind of cool. It looks like we have guys that can start at any given moment, but I think we're going to win. Oh, wait. No, we're going to win our championship in year 2. So just like that, 108-100. We get an MVP, or finals MVP, conference finals MVP, or yeah, finals, not conference finals, finals MVP, the Cooper Flagg, and we get a championship in year 2 just like that. So it feels good, but I don't feel as bad for trading that pick now, because as long as you win a championship, in most cases, everything's okay. In most cases, it obviously cheers everything or picks up everything. I'm trying to think of a better word. Heals everything. There's still a better word, but whatever. You get the point. So Mavericks Magic, and we got Dylan Brooks and Norman Powell retiring. But I'm going for the back-to-back, man. So I also want to see how much Hugo continues to develop, too, because I would love to see him develop into a just absolute stud. We have the 3rd overall pick, and then Kid, did he call it quits after that? I'm assuming he may have retired on a championship. I wouldn't blame him if he did. But I don't know if he did. This might be a second extension we're about to give him, which rightfully so, he's earned it. Is he still out here? He is. So, Kid, please come back. Please keep... No, he's going to say no. He's ready to move on. Wow, okay. I'm not going to get Jason Kidd back. I did see Ime Udoka out here, but I thought I was going to get Jason Kidd back, but he's ready to move on to a new opportunity, I guess. All right, so that definitely hurts us as far as, trying to go back-to-back potentially, so that sucks. We can go... Well, Michael Stauffer is... We can go Jacob Underwood, I guess. We go Triangle Guy Towns. We can go Mr. Fred Daniels, who has a bunch of badges. So what do you think, Fred Daniels? He will sign. So Fred Daniels is now the coach. Okay. Well, let's head straight to rookie signing, and let's see what this is looking like. So we have Jaden Davis, round 1 pick 30, 72 overall. Not bad for a 30th overall pick. So DiVincenzo, I think we're going to accept it. I mean, if we're going to go for back-to-back championships, let's keep as much talent as possible, obviously. And then for free agency, I know Davion Mitchell is about to be a free agent. So he is. Oh my gosh, what are we doing, man? $32 million. You're definitely not getting that from me. You can go kick rocks. So we're not bringing back Mitchell after that. So it was great to win a championship with him, but he is asking for way too much money now. We need a backup point guard, and we need a backup power forward, basically. So let's go see. Again, Mitchell would be awesome, but we can go Keon Ellis, or we can go like Aaron Gordon or Kobe Brown or Eisen or whatever. I think I am going to go Keon Ellis, though. Pretty solid player. He could kind of replace the Davion Mitchell role, but for a fraction cheaper. So Keon Ellis, welcome. And then we'll have Mitchell probably still be able to be signed, but again, we're going to have to lose him. Wiggins is down, but I'm going to give him a deal anyway for a minimum. We can renounce Davion Mitchell. I'm not bringing him back for $32 million. That's just way too much money. I'll give Beauchamp an offer too. Why not? So this will be kind of the run it back roster. So yeah, we got Jaden Hardy, Keon Ellis, Max Christie, DiVincenzo, Cooper Flagg, Prosper, Hugo, Wiggins, and Lively and Patrick. So how much does Hugo develop? That's the question. I want to see 4 overall jump really badly, but we'll see if we get that lucky. So it's a 2 overall jump. I mean, okay. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, but I will say, Patrick, though, has gotten way better than Gafford ever would have. 85 overall. which is pretty insane. I'll take that. I will absolutely take that. Now, how much is Mercer already? How good is he already? So yeah, he's already an 87 overall. So we could have had him and had Flagg at the 4. But whatever, you know, it is what it is. So let's go look at the rotation for year 3. And we'll see if there's any necessary changes to be made, maybe at the deadline if we want to also after that. So here's what the rotation is about to look like going into year number 3. So we are with a new head coach. We got to keep that in mind. But it's Jaden Hardy, Christie, Cooper Flagg, Hugo, Derek Lively, Patrick, who, again, I did not expect to jump up to an 85 overall, but I'm very happy to see it. Keon Ellis, DiVincenzo, and Prosper. So if I do decide to stop at the trade deadline and make any kind of change, I will show you. I don't know what it would be if I did, but I might entertain it. And Hugo's up to an 85 now. Obviously, his shot tends to be much higher this year. But yeah, again, if I stop at the trade deadline, I'll show you. But Hugo and Flagg will still be the scorers here, along with Jaden Hardy being that guy as well. Let's simulate this 3rd season, and let's see if we can't go back-to-back championships. And we made it to the conference finals every single time. Try to do that again as well. So we are stopping the trade deadline, as I'm looking to make a trade here, and I guess the tradable piece is Max Christie. So there's a couple nice offers here. I'm not even going to lie. This one was kind of interesting to me with Bryce Sensabaugh, who's not getting minutes, and then you also had like Jet Howard pop up, which I kind of like this one as well. Don't get me wrong. And then you had Benedict Mathurin pop up, and then Trey Murphy popped up as well. But for some reason, he's not really playing, it seems like, in New Orleans right now, which is pretty interesting. And then Toumani Camara, though, was kind of my favorite one here, because if you plug him at that shooting guard spot, our defense is going to get even better, and we get a little bit bigger there. So yeah, that's why I kind of like this trade. So I do think I'm going to go ahead and do this trade with the Blazers, where we get Toumani Camara onto the Mavericks, and he'll be our brand new starting 2 guard next to Jaden Hardy. So we'll move him down, and he only goes down 1 overall, so that's fine. But he'll obviously go up as we continue the simulation. But they want Camara to come off the bench, which I hate, man. I want DiVincenzo come off the bench. I want Camara to start next to Jaden Hardy, which is why we brought him in. So we're 35 and 18 right now, but Camara next to Cooper Flagg, your defense. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Or I guess I could do forced starter on, right? Or no, I don't think you can do that. It's only forced non-starter. Never mind. We are going to have to go to DiVincenzo to do that. Okay, so I moved Dante DiVincenzo to a forced non-starter. And then Camara will start, and I'll see you guys at the end of the season. So in the last 2 videos I've recorded, the MVP has gone to my best player every single time. So I've pretty much, I will say, have won like 8 MVP trophies in a row. Just saying. And I'm not talking about the Mavericks or the part 1 of this video either. I just did a Nuggets offseason elimination before this one, and Jokic won every MVP every single season, and that's what's happening with Flagg right now. So, and then 6-man goes to Patrick off the bench. What a signing that was, man. I did not know he'd become that good. I missed out on you, man. We could have been a dynasty even further, but we still like what we have. Don't get me wrong. So we got Cooper Flagg, All-NBA first team. No surprise, obviously, after an MVP again. And then he makes all offensive team, which is great. And here's your all-rookie team. So we are the 2nd seed this time. So New Orleans will be a team we might have to face off in the conference finals. But 33 from Flagg, 20 from Hugo, 17 from Patrick, 14 from Hardy, 11 from Lively, 8 from DiVincenzo, and 6 from Keon Ellis. So can we punch our ticket back to the conference finals for a whatever time? We get to play the Lakers now, who have Jalen Duren, CJ Roster, Yabusele, and Luka. Why couldn't you guys have been good when I traded away your pick? This is for what happened. This is for making me look stupid. All right, so it's a tied series. Hold on. So we got Cooper Flagg versus Luka Doncic, and obviously Luka facing his former team as well. Oh my gosh, they're gonna embarrass me in the freaking playoffs too, aren't they? On top of everything else. 151 to 125. I'm not doing Simcast Live. I hate it when I accidentally click that. Okay. Let's see if we can't win in game 5 to force another game here. And it looks as if we don't have it in us, unless if we still at the very end, which we almost did. So on top of the Lakers making me trade away a good pick, they also decide to beat me in the 1st round. That's fantastic. Well, I do want to go one more season on this. Pelicans Heat, and you got the Pelicans who went on to win it all. The Bands is your Finals MVP, so they've become a dynasty. Lonzo Ball retires a Laker where it all started for him, which is cool. But yeah, one more season for me, I think, and we'll end it off on whatever happens after that. So let's go straight to player options, because I don't even know if there's a 2031 draft class that exists, so I auto-generated it. And then qualifying offers, Hugo is a free agent, so obviously the plan is to bring him back, and then we can bring back So we'll bring Hugo back because he was a big trade, obviously. And then we might let DiVincenzo go and go for somebody different, maybe get younger. We brought in Kamara, which I don't know if trading for Kamara ruined anything. I feel like it wouldn't. I thought it'd make us better, but who knows? Maybe it did. Maybe DiVincenzo is also our best. I mean, we could go Michael Porter for less. Sure, why not? We'll give Michael Porter an offer. And DiVincenzo, I mean, we can still sign him back. I guess we'll give DiVincenzo a 1-year deal to stick around. He might regress a little bit, but whatever. So I'll see you guys at the end of next season, but let's go look at player progression first. But we're about to go into this 4th season and end off whatever note it ends on. So in this 4th player progression, yeah, 85 overall. Clearly an L trade on my, well, he's 31 now, never mind. Okay, and then Jaden Davis up to a 75, and Porter is down as well. But all right, I'll see you guys at the end of year number 4. My MVP reign just keeps going, man. My best player can't stop winning MVPs regardless of the video I do. Hopefully the next video that I do as well, that remains the same, but we'll see. So it probably will, because I think the next video on tap is probably gonna be the Spurs finally doing the Dylan Harper or trading for Giannis. I don't know. I might do a poll on that because I'm not really sure what direction to take that one. But Cooper Flagg, All-NBA first team, like usual, after winning MVP. So here's our chance to try to win a second championship in this video. But here were your player stats. We had 31 from Flagg, 24.5 from Hugo, 18 from Patrick, and 15.5 from Jaden Hardy, 10.5 from Derek Lively. Okay, so we have Kamara back in the starting 5, not doing too much. I mean, maybe I should have taken into consideration that Kamara is not the greatest 2K sim player. So maybe that hurt us a little bit when we traded away Max Christie. I don't know. It just felt like things fell off after we did that. But regardless, play a good Utah team. So regardless of the results, we are down 3-2 right now, though. So we might be getting round 1 again here. Let's see if we can't get back in this. If we're done for, we're done for, though. At least we won a bunch of MVPs in a row and then won at least 1 championship. But can we force a game 7 to happen? Looks like we're going to be able to... Whoa, wait a minute. We do barely hang on. They almost got back in it, though. So game 7, they want to give Kamara the starting spot again. So game 7 in Dallas. Can we go to the second round after getting eliminated in round 1 last year? Got a close game. We take it. Can we hang on to it, though? And we will. So we're not going to go home in round 1 just yet, although it looked like we were about to. And now we get to play the Timberwolves. So we did beat them earlier, I believe. So let's see if we can't do that again. So game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to them. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to us. And we punch our ticket back to the conference. I was trying to speak into existence and it worked. Okay, so now we get to play the Pelicans, which we made the famous trade with them earlier. Now they have Giannis off the bench, which is pretty absurd because they have... Will Riley develops into a 98 overall out of Illinois. Is this man really like that? I don't know. I haven't... Not sure, to be honest. I know he's a good player, but damn. Mercer's a 90 overall now, too. 20. Oh, my gosh. You have a 25 off the bench in the playoffs? We're done for, I think. Although, I think Giannis kind of makes this team awkward. Did they just get him? Because that's kind of a weird fit. Yeah, you have Giannis, Zion, and AJ DeBanza. Very weird team, I will say. So that could hurt them. The fit's kind of weird. As we're up 2-0. Are we going to sweep them? No way. What the hell? Okay. That team looked absolutely terrifying, but... Sometimes, man, we just have weird fits. I just think it hurts you, man. I've noticed that, and it stays the same here with... No wonder why Trey Murphy wasn't getting minutes when we made that, or looking at trades earlier. Okay, well, we're in the finals again, so who cares about everything else, right? So we got the Nets and the Bulls. They're going to a game 7, and we got the Nets. Okay, Traore, Adams, who... Dude, I think this was the trade earlier, wasn't it? Was this the guy I was going to be able to trade for earlier, and I didn't pull the trigger? I think it was. My gosh, that's crazy. I could have gotten an 88 overall at this point. Wow. I decided not to pull. I think that's the same dude, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, though. Maybe it was somebody different. Game 1 goes to them. That's a good team, by the way, we're looking at right now. So we're not surprised when we get beat here. They're up 2-0. Yeah, we're probably cooked. Wait, do we tie it up? Yes, we do. 3 in a row. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, game 7. Okay, game 7. They want to put DiVincenzo back out there. What's whatever works. Okay. Game 7 in Dallas. Can we take care of business and win our second championship of this video? Be Cooper Flagg's 3rd championship as well, and we will. So just like that, 95-115, Flagg gets his 3rd championship of his career already, and he wins the Finals MVP, and he's stacked up. I mean, he just has a whole treasure chest of trophies already. So I'm gonna end it off there on a good note, though. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Next one is going to be hopefully finally the start of all the draft lottery rebuilds. That's been delayed long enough because of the elimination rebuilds, and I want to do a part 2 to this as well because it was such a fun idea, I thought. But hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next one. It's Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.